was the morning of Thursday, October 15th, 2011. It was dark and rainy, and I had just moved to a house in the middle of the country, down windy back roads, and I was just about to go around a sharp turn when I hit a puddle and lost control of my Jeep. I didn't remember hitting the tree at all, but I do remember the seconds before it happened. The helplessness I felt was utterly defeating, and knowing I could not stop anything that was about to happen, no matter what I did, was just too awful to explain. When I woke up, I was completely drenched in blood, and my face had vision from the streams of it rolling down my face. But to itch it or rub it away was just unbearably painful. It took me what felt like a really, really long time to realize what had happened and why I was all bloody. My Jeep had gone from spacious and roomy to cramped and crowded. I was just overwhelmed, trying to come to the realization of what had just happened. When I had finally caught up and realized that there was a man in my passenger seat, he had been talking to me the whole time, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. Most of the things he said melted together, and it was making me frustrated, not to mention giving me a headache. So I completely interrupted the man and asked him how long it had been and how long it would be before they could get me out. His answer did not make me happy at all. He told me it would be a while, and my car was really messed up, so there was no room to safely take me out my door, and they were working on getting me out through the trunk, but the car was dented in the middle, so they had to break it apart. I knew there were people all around my car trying to get me out, but I decided I couldn't wait that long, so I started to fidget, which caused me to realize a huge section of my right thigh was missing and really just flapping around. Up until that point, I had a little bit of composure left, but when I saw that I lost every speck of anything in my body, I started screaming and crying, yelling, wailing, any and every noise that I thought would make it feel better. Nothing made me feel like me again. Though all the noise was making me feel a little better, losing the sympathy that I was feeling for myself, it caused my head even more pain, and I just couldn't stop. It was all too much to deal with. I just wanted it to be another normal day. All the yelling and crying helped me relieve the sympathy I was feeling for myself, even though it was really only adding to my pain. So I decided I was going to get myself out of the car, since it was taking everybody else so long. Not realizing the extent of my injuries, I started shifting and trying to move a bit. That was when I felt the worst pain of all. I didn't understand because I had only moved a tiny bit, but I started yelling and bawling all at the same time. While I was trying to get my agony back in check, the man in the passenger seat was on high alert, trying to figure out what had changed, as everything around me started to fade out and it disappeared into nothing. The only thing left was me, my pain, and the darkness surrounding me. There was no way to really explain the turmoil that had been happening in these 10 minutes I was conscious in my car. And honestly, thinking about it, it's still really difficult even 2 years later. I don't remember much of that day, and there are bits and pieces here and there, all of them including major pain bringing me back to reality. The next memory I have is riding in the ambulance from Culpeper Hospital to UVA. I felt so sick to my stomach and kept throwing up, which was what brought me back to consciousness. I quickly told the ambulance attendant that I was going to puke, so she pulled me over onto my left leg, which sent me in even more pain through my whole body, making me throw up even more. After I knew I had thrown up as much as I needed to, I told her I was finished, and she dropped me back, letting me fall with a thud and even greater pain. Then I was out yet again. I remember the excruciating pain of the doctor drilling screws through either side of my left knee to later hang 30 pounds from them. As one of the doctors was putting staples in my head, the numbing solution wore off, and I told him to just get it over with so I could be with my family already. The doctors finally informed me that I had broken my left femur in 3 places, had a deep laceration on my right thigh, down to the muscle, a grade 4 liver laceration, meaning it was cut in half, an adrenal hemorrhage, and there were a total of 50 staples in my head. I had the surgery on both of my legs Friday morning, and was making great progress towards going home by Friday night. The doctors told my parents I'd be able to leave by Saturday. Then I started going downhill Saturday morning. Then my right lung collapsed from fluid buildup, and they said I needed surgery as soon as possible. Disappointed, I stopped looking at how far I had come and instead thought about how weak and tired I was. I knew if I just closed my eyes to rest, just for a minute, I would die a peaceful death. So I looked at my mother and I told her, "It's okay, I'm ready, I'm at peace, and I'm gonna be okay." But she fought against my wishes with everything she had, and I will never forget that she truly grounded me to earth. I thought I was too weak because I had given up. I thought it made me a weak person that I had completely quit fighting and actually took the role of poor injured weakling. Well, I realized once I decided to give up, and was seconds from giving in, that it's extremely easy to just keep sinking towards that eternal rest. Not many people turn around and decide they want to fight. They want to endure the pain. They want to struggle. They decide they want to live. Undertaking rigorous rehabilitation required that kind of decision for me, and now I'm a D1 softball player, even though the doctors told me I would never play again. To this day, I keep wondering why. Why did God decide to save me? It's not like I was the best kid. I partied every weekend and have done things I don't care to admit. So why was I one of the children God decided to save? Understand that I may never know the answers to this, but I have decided to shape up, change my ways, and make God proud that He chose life for me even when I didn't for myself. I will push myself even harder to be all that I can be, and will strive to do my very best to make Him proud. Can't stop me.